Are you an expert at starting things but amateur at finishing them? Do you crave success but struggle to stay committed to all the way to achieve your desired results? Do you find double-mindedness a thing in your life? Are you one that is committed today and quits next week? If these questions resonate with you, welcome to today's topic. Today's topic is for you, and today we'll be talking about determination. 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 1 minute, guys. Okay, we're talking about determination, like I mentioned. So the topic today is for you. So hang in there. Let's have this conversation together. All right. So this is to say thank you to every of our supporter on TikTok, about 46,000 of you. Those on YouTube over 1,500. Those on Facebook over 14,000, and those on Instagram over 10,000. So just saying a big thank you to you. Please, we do this every Sunday. Try our best to get here 7 o'clock every Sunday UK time, and please, before we go straight into it, can you share this page, please? Like each and every one of you, about 212 of you on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. No, on LinkedIn. If every one of you can just click on the share button and share this, it will go a long way to introducing someone to this channel. Please just take your moment now, share it. You can put it on your status, you can put it on your page, you can just you can share it in a group chat or what have you. Just click on the share button wherever you are on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, or what have you. Please just take a moment now to share it now. Before I'm not going to start straight away. I'm just going to wait a little while. So if you're joining on TikTok, the same thing. Just click on the share button. You can share it. If you share it, it will help this channel, and also to recommend this channel to more people so they can be a part of what we're doing. All right. Okay. Just keep sharing it. I'm just going to hang on a little while. So if you've not followed this page, please go ahead and follow this page. It will so you don't miss out on the next things we do in the future. And also turn on your notification button. If you shared it, please let me know that you shared it, please. Yes, Julie, I'm here. Jeffrey, I'm here. Thank you, Alex, and thank you, Daniel. Yes, please go ahead and share this page so more people share this live stream so more people can be a part of it. Okay. All right. So let's try and get us all to over 5,000 likes. So whether you're on Facebook or on TikTok, let's power tap. It will help this channel. Let's power tap. It will help this channel so that the algorithms can recommend this channel to more people. All right. So on my bio, there is a link to my free ebook and there's a link to my paid ebook. So check them out. If you want to let us have a chat for 10 minutes, thank you very much, Nicholas. If you want us to have a chat for 10 minutes, please send us a DM, or there should be a QR code that can link you to us, and we can have a minute concerning your business, personal guidance, or something of that nature. Remember that for those that are not aware, I'm writing a book. It's called The Migration Mirage: Why Nations Lose Tomorrow and Lineages Fade. So if you're interested, I would highly recommend that you will also have a page out for you, a waiting list, please. All right. This live stream is sponsored by The Things You Love, D610 Homes, and Love Family Podcast. So please do well to check these channels out. We do this every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time, as much as possible. Why do I do this? Is to stir up a dissatisfaction within you, is to awaken the possibilities, the things that you can be that you have not yet become. All aspirations and things that you can achieve that you're not. This is my desire that after today's session, there will be that yearning and that desire in you to become better than yourself. So I always make reference to a scripture that keeps me motivated. It said, "I've seen servants on horses, while princes walk on the ground like servants." This keeps me motivated, and you can find that in Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I'm not a guru. I only teach the little things that Christ has done in my little life. I'm here to provide guidance that I desperately needed, but I never got them. So it's more like me talking to my 5-year-old self, talking to my 10-year-old self, talking to my 50-year-old self. sharing things that I wish I knew all those years. So I'm also talking to myself, as I'm talking to you guys as well. So yeah. So last week we talked about dedication, but this week we're going to be taking a shift on talking about determination. So these are all vital elements that we need to press on in whatever it is we find ourselves to do. So I'm going to go straight into it. Today's topic is on determination. So before I go straight, please share this if you have not shared it and like it so more people can be a part. Thank you, Collins. Thank you, Nicholas. And thank you to everyone. Sophia, thank you, P. Thank you, Tola Muganzi. And as many that have joined, a big thank you to all of you. All right. Determination is the missing ingredient in a generation of potentials. You know, we live in a generation with more information than any generation before us, yet less determination. People know what to do, but many do not want to know. We have become experts at starting, but amateurs at finishing. We live in a culture that celebrates intentions more than results. Many people want success, but few are willing to remain committed long enough to achieve it. We have become a generation of options rather than convictions. The average person changes goals, they change their career, they change businesses, they change relationships, they change their locations and plans before giving any one path sufficient time to produce results. Social media has amplified distractions, like I always mentioned before. Everyone, every day there's a new trend, a new opportunity, a new shortcut, a new reason to abandon yesterday's commitments. As a result, many people spend years moving, but never truly what? Progressing. So one of the challenges why this is double-mindedness. A lot of people are double-minded. Double-mindedness is wanting two opposite things at the same time. It's wanting success but avoiding sacrifice. It's wanting wealth but avoiding discipline. Wanting freedom but avoiding comfort with dependence. Sorry, wanting freedom but remaining comfortable with dependence. It is wanting a better future while repeating the habits that created the current reality. A double-minded person continually second guesses every decision. They move forward today and retreat tomorrow. They committed today, they commit today, and they quit next week. They are constantly asking, what if there's something better instead of maximizing what is already there? The instability becomes the silent killer of dreams. So I remember the scripture that makes us understand. It says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So it's important that we bear those things in mind. Double-mindedness can make us um, lose focus or not stay determined on what it is. There are many migrants that seek opportunities, yet they remain trapped in survival mode for decades. I always say to these people, we have to be sensitive. We have to be mindful that there's while you are pursuing your dreams abroad or something, we need to be careful not to be trapped in survival mode, in a mode of trying to survive all the time, and everything and every step you're taking is just to survive. It's important that we bear those things in mind. They work hard but never build ownership. They earn income but never create assets. They dream of returning home someday, yet make no deliberate preparation for that future. They postpone their ambitions year after year, waiting for the perfect moment. This results in motion without direction and activities without progress. Determination is what transforms migration from survival into a platform of generational achievement. So these are things that we need to bear in mind. Okay, so the big question is, what would happen if more people become resolute? So ask yourself and ask myself, if you become resolute, what will happen? What will happen if we stop changing directions every few months? What will happen if we follow through on worthy goals until completion? What will happen if we approach our careers and business and families and investments in whatever we do or with unwavering determination? It will be to our advantage. So today we're going to explore why determination remains one of the rarest and the most valuable qualities in building success, freedom, legacy, and generational continuity. So that's it. So by definition, Oxford Dictionary defines determination as they says determination is the quality of being firmly decided. Firmness of purpose and the act of deciding definitely and firmly to do something. In other words, its determination is the unwavering commitment to pursue a goal difficulties, despite difficulties, obstacles, delay, disappointment, or opposition. A determined person does not stop because the journey becomes difficult. No, they remain focused until the objective is what achieved. So those are what a determined person would do. In the words of Nelson Mandela, he said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." So greatness is achieved, great achievements often appear beyond reach until someone remains determined enough to accomplish them. So if you don't press on whatever it is, it never becomes reality. In the words of Robert Kohler, he says, "Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in, day out." Don't forget that word. Success is a sum of small efforts repeated day in, day out. So that's what brings about that desired result. So if you remain determined, determination is not usually one dramatic act. No, it's not like a stunt in a movie or something that's magical or just waving a magic wand. No, it's as a result of daily decisions to keep moving forward. So that is the commitment. And Benjamin Franklin was once quoted to have said, "Energy and persistence conquer all things." So don't mark the word, but energy and persistence. Thank you very much, remember. Energy and persistence conquers all things. So talent alone is not enough. Persistent effort and determination often separates achievers from dreamers. So the question that we'll have to reflect on today is, if determination is the ability to remain firm until the goal is achieved, then ask yourself, as I ask myself, what goal have I abandoned too quickly that I may have succeeded in if I had remained determined just long enough? I'll take that again. What goal have I abandoned too quickly that I may have succeeded if I had remained determined just long enough? You know. So that is a question for me and you. What is that thing that had you pressed a little longer for, you'd have gotten your desired outcome or desired results? So let's press on. Before we press on, please take a moment and share this live stream. Put it on your status, share it to a friend, share it to someone, repost it on your social media so more people can join, and also power tap on the screen so people can the algorithm can recommend this channel to more people as we move on to that next step. All right. Why are people not determined? We've discussed this and talked about it. One of the reasons why, because they want reward, but they don't want process. They want reward, they don't want process. They want financial freedom, but do not want to consistently save or invest or they don't want delayed gratification. No, they don't want that. They want to own properties, but spending every pay rise on lifestyle upgrades. They don't want to. When you're talking to people about the importance of putting in, I said to people that you need in whatever you do, in your job or something, you need to put monies aside and invest them. You know, you can't. There's in that money. Someone once quoted have said, "In every money you get, there's a seed in that money, and if you eat your seed, you don't have a fruit tomorrow." So it's important that we invest so that we can get to a time where we stop exchanging our time for money. They want the reward, but they don't want the process. That's one of the reasons why people don't stay motivated. So everybody, once harvest, few people are willing to endure the planting season. Determination begins when you fall in love with process, not just the outcome. Another reason is one, they allow their feelings to control their decisions. Many people only act when they feel motivated. No, it shouldn't be so. So, for instance, going to a parent waking up at night to care for their child despite being exhausted. It takes discipline, it takes determination to keep doing things like that. And then or like going to work, even when you don't feel like it, that because, but not because you have to, take care of family, you have to pay the bills, So people that allow themselves to be controlled by feelings, oh, I don't feel like going to work today, I don't feel like doing that, will not achieve many things in life. Sometimes you have to do the things you need to do to be able to get to that place. And there's a book one of my in-laws gave me. He said you need to keep doing what you don't love doing until what you don't love doing take over from what you love doing, and until that thing that you love doing starts paying more than what you don't love doing. You need to keep pressing on it. All right. So the key lesson here is that the difference between an average people and successful people is often the ability to keep going when they do not feel like it. So this is an encouragement for every one of us. Next thing is that why people are not motivated is that they are distracted by the illusion of a better option. They always feel that there's something better. You know what my mentor calls shiny penny syndrome. The people keep looking for easier, faster, and better alternatives, that they don't stay um, committed to whatever that task is. You know, they start an e-commerce business today, so they can't start a catering business today, they abandon it. They then go for an e-commerce business tomorrow and they leave it. Next thing is cryptocurrency. After that one, next thing is forex trading. And in all these things, they're abandoning the previous one. Oh. And after forex trading, they now go to content creation or content. So they've been spending more time researching opportunities than actually building one. You know, everything I said to people, I said to someone, there's a reason why some places are called developed countries and undeveloped countries. When you hear a word on the underdeveloped country, that shows you opportunities. It needs to be developed. When you hear developed country, that means a lot of it has been the lot has been done in that country. Very little or nothing, or just a very little needs to be done. So instead of just researching, you need to think of what's that thing that I can do in any way you find yourself, be it a developed or be it an underdeveloped environment. It's just that you need to do something. Many professionals do the same. They change jobs every year, hoping for the next company will be the pathway. So my admonishment for you is that many dreams die not because they are impossible, no, but because they were abandoned too soon. So don't be one that jump ship from one ship to another ship because you are trying to look onto the next shiny penny or the next shiny thing that looks like it. All right. Another thing is that they lack a purpose bigger than themselves. You need to get to a point where something, whatever you're doing, is bigger than you. People become resilient when they are fighting for something larger. They come something larger. A parent working two jobs is to create for instance, create a future for their children. An immigrant that is working long hours, studying at night, to build a foundation for their family. Someone saving and investing because they want their children to inherit assets instead of what? Liabilities. So, or someone that is building investments back home because they want to contribute to the country where they come from and to create better opportunities for people back home. So these are some of the things that why some people don't stay motivated. But when you now have bigger goals that are more than you, it helps you to stay motivated. It helps you to stay determined. It helps you to stay to keep pressing on. So people are not necessarily failing because they lack intelligence. Many are educated, many are talented, many have access to information, many have opportunities previous generations don't have. Yet they remain stuck because what they want the reward without embracing the process. So determination is not a gift; it's a decision. So what is that decision that you have made today? I want you to leave today's session with a at the end of today. I want you to be to get a resolve you had. Whatever it is, that thing that you need to do, you need to stay determined and press on that task and get it all the way to the end. If you don't mind, you can share whatever it is you're doing so that we can help one or two, and or you can encourage anybody. But whilst you do that, I want to share on the cost of not being motivated, of not being determined. Sorry, you become a perpetual starter but never a finisher. That's one of the reasons. It's important that we talked about why people are not staying determined. Now we're talking about the cost of not staying determined, becoming a perpetual starter but never finishing. You know, so and they will start investments, they start fitness goals, they start writing books, but they rarely finish it. So my encouragement to you is that bear this cost in mind so that you can be a finisher, not just a starter. The next thing is what you remain stuck in survival mode. I touched on this earlier. There's a time to work hard, to pay the bills and everything. There's a time to start investing so that your monies can start working for you. This is very, very important. And that's the reason why a lot of people can work for 50 years, 20 years and look back on their life and they feel like they've not achieved much because they still have to put in the hours before they can get a reward for it. There's time for everything. The Bible talks about that all the time. All right. Next point is that your family and your future generations pay the price. Every generation inherits either the benefits or consequences of decisions made before them. Look at lack of determination does not affect only you. No, it affects your children. Parents who never build assets leave financial struggles for their children. Families that never purchased a property continue paying rent generation after generation. Opportunities are lost because someone gave up too early. Knowledge, wealth, and business and networks are not transferred because they were never built. So it's important that you bear these things in mind. If you want a better future for your children, if you want a better future for those that are after you, if you want a better legacy, it's very important that we what? We are determined towards creating those things and making it available. It's not wrong that it's not a crime if your children start off better than you do. I'm not saying spoil your children. I'm not saying raise them poorly. I'm not saying that they should become bad children. No, or spoiled brats or whatever. No, it's possible that you can train your children in the right way, in the right manner, and they could start off in a better on a different level of the ladder than from the bottom where you started off, because things like this always generations before generation always benefit always are influenced by the previous generation. So the previous generation was poor, there's likelihood that the next generation will remain poor, except somebody there is an outlier and makes a whole lot of difference. So please let us create a better future for next generation. We're not talking about spoiling the next generation, we're talking about creating a better future for them, because it makes a long way. Future generations start from where you stopped instead of where you could have what taken them. So let us bear those things in mind. The next thing is that people will what? One of the causes that you die with regret instead of what results. If you don't stay determined, regrets becomes a daily occurrence. That will not be the case of anyone listening to me. None of you will have regrets. We shall all accomplish things in life. That's my prayer for each and every one of you. One of the greatest pains in life is not failure. It's wondering what could have happened if I had stayed committed. I almost started a business. I almost wrote the book. I almost planned to invest earlier. I should have what? Pursued that opportunity. I wish I had that risk. So let us, instead of saying, had I known, this is the opportunity, this is the time for us to invest in it. If you are looking to have a future where your children will do better than you did, now is the time to invest and stay determined. Spend the rest of your life haunted by possibilities that never became reality. That will not be the case of anyone here. Wishing that, oh, had I done this, had I done that, no. It's important that we are very, very intentional about the things that we do. Very, very intentional. And so, benefits of staying determines what? Like I touched on them, and I'll just say it again. Determination turns potential into results. So something that would have been a potential, it becomes a result. Determination builds resilience and mental strength. It makes somebody stronger and make you more focused. Determination creates freedom and ownership. It makes you become someone that is financially free, career free, you're time free, you're location free, you're not bound by any of this. These things are very important. A determined person makes a whole lot of difference in their life. And the last point, that it creates a legacy that outlives you. Don't forget this one. Determined people rarely impact only themselves. No, their efforts often benefit generations they may never meet. That's it. A lot of us are benefiting from the efforts of our previous fathers, Winston Churchill, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, name them, Dora Quinley, Obi Ezekwesili. We are benefiting from people that we might never get to meet them by virtue of the efforts they put in place. So, if like someone investing back in their homeland, out of just being social impact, benefiting people, the things you are doing will have more legacy and more impact than you can ever imagine. All right. So yes, I'd like us to move on to some of these thoughts, and I hope that we can learn a thing or two. These are some scenarios that I brought here that I want to, to make this thing become reality. If you guys are learning a thing or two, it'd be nice to put your takeaways in the comment section. Just let us know what it is. I can see over 200 and something of you. Please, I want to see you guys type your thoughts in the comment section if you have learned a thing or two, and also take out a moment to share this live stream so more people can be a part of it. All right. Okay. So Let's check out these scenarios and what would you do if you're in their situation? Okay, so two immigrants, Zubi and Victor, arrived in the UK around the same period. They were both educated. They both had family depending on them. Both desired a better future. Both secured employment as security guards in a large warehouse owned by a multinational company. Every day they worked the same shift, earned similar wages, and faced similar challenges. Yet their attitude towards work were completely different. Zubi's approach is that Zubi viewed the security job as more than a source of income. He believed that his character mattered whether anyone was watching or not. He arrived on time, completed his reports accurately, followed procedures diligently, protected company assets as though they were his own. Some colleagues laughed at him. They would say, "Why are you taking this job so seriously? You don't own the company, you are doing too much." But Zubi remained determined to do what was right, not because of the company, but because of the man he wanted to become. And there's Victor's approach. Victor had a different mindset. He had often complained about management, complained about the company, and about the wages. Over time, he began taking small items from the warehouse. So he started taking stuff, technically stealing stuff. Nothing major. A few products here, a few products there. He would send some home, sell some to his friends, keep some for personal use. One day, Zubi confronted him privately. He said, "Victor, this is not right. You should stop before it becomes a problem." Victor laughed, then replied, "Zubi, you worry too much. This is a massive company. They make millions every year. Nobody will notice. One person cannot affect a company this size." And he continued doing what he was doing. Thank you very much, Peter. Months later, the company introduced a more sophisticated stock control system. An audit was conducted, inventory discrepancies appeared, investigations followed, CCTV footages were reviewed, records were checked, patterns what emerged. Victor was identified. Soon after, he lost his job, faced legal consequences, struggled to secure future employment, damaged his reputation. What he thought was invisible had been visible all along. So while Victor was facing discrepancies hearing, Zubi continued doing what he had always done, showing up, being diligent, maintained integrity, followed procedures. Years later, management needed someone trustworthy for a supervisory role. Several names were considered. One name kept appearing, Zubi. The same man who was once mocked for taking his job seriously, the same man who acted responsibly when nobody appeared to care, the same man whose determination remained unchanged regardless of who was watching. He was promoted, then promoted again. Eventually, opportunities opened that he could never have imagined when he first arrived in the country. So, it's a question to ask for yourself: who was actually working for the company and who was working for his own future? Victor believed he was taking advantage of the company. In reality, he was damaging himself. Zubi believed he was simply doing his job. In reality, he was building his character, his test, trust, credibility, and opportunity. Many people think determination is only about pursuing big goals. No, no, no. But determination is often demonstrated in small daily decisions. Doing the right thing when nobody's watching, remaining diligent when others cut corners, staying honest when dishonesty appears profitable, maintaining standards when mediocrity is common. Character is built in private before it is rewarded in public. And the habits you practice in small responsibilities often determine whether you can be trusted with great what opportunities. So the question for each and every one of you, including myself and you, is what? When nobody's watching, when nobody seems to care, when shortcuts are available, when compromises appear profitable, are you building a future like Zubi, or are you gambling with your future like Victor? Because determination is not merely staying committed to a goal; it is staying committed to doing what is right, even when doing wrong appears easier. So that is my encouragement for each and every one of us today. What would you do? What will you do if you have found yourself in such kind of situations? In Zubi's situation, in in Victor's situation, my encouragement for us is to be determined that we're going to keep doing the right thing, irrespective of the situation. So we have a second scenario here, and I hope that we're still going to learn. These scenarios are intended to drive home our conversation so that we can all learn, please. And still take out a moment to share this live stream so more people can be a part of it. Okay? So thank you very much. So here is another situation. There's this young man that traveled, that uh, um, moved over to a certain country at the age of 28. He secured a stable job. He earned over 45,000 every year. His income gradually increased. He bought a nice car. He took yearly holidays. He became respected amongst his friends and family back home. For 20 years, he worked diligently. Whenever someone suggested starting a side business or investing or building assets, he would respond. The response was always the same thing: I don't want to stress myself. At age 48, restructuring happened. His role was made redundant. He suddenly realized he had no business, no significant investment, no alternative income, no plan for returning home, no wealth producing assets. 20 years had passed. He had earned a good living, but built a good but had he built a good future? That's a question to ask. So the dilemma here is, was he successful because he earned a good salary for 20 years, or was he unsuccessful because he never converted income into ownership? So the question for reflection is, how many people are mistaking employment in that job that you're doing, in that wherever you work? It's important that we take out some money intentionally and look for ways to invest them so that those monies work. I've said this all over today's conversation. If you've not heard it, you might have heard about it third time. If you listen to this live stream, it's one of the key things I always talk about: income generating assets, things that will bring money into you. That is the level where we ought to get to. If you've not read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I highly recommend it for you. That really help you keep perspective. A lot of people will mistake that their job is secured. Look at when Iran had bombed the part of Dubai. Those guys, I don't know, I might be wrong. I don't know what the policies of their workplace is, but some people might have lost their jobs. Maybe they've even planned what they're going to do for the rest of the year. But look at what happened. So anything can happen. That secure job might not become secured anymore. So it's important that we set out monies apart to invest so that those monies can now start working towards. Even if you have failed in the past, you need to keep trying, because failure is part of what success. Failure is part of progress. The more you fail, the more you get better at what you do, and you stop failing and you get better at it. I still have things that I've failed in the past. I still have things that I'm still working on. I'm not like standing here and sounding to you guys like a guru. No. So I'm here. I'm also learning. I'm also improving. So yeah, let's check out the next scenario, and I hope that we'll learn a thing or two for you. Nana and Vera have been close friends for many years. They shared life's highs and lows together. They celebrated milestones together. They supported each other through difficult sessions. At one point, Nana's marriage entered a very challenging period. Arguments became frequent. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Argument became free. Thank you very much. Omo Riyeba. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Oh, thank you. Your VA247. Thank you for that. Arguments became frequent. Communications broke down. Trust was strained. Her husband sometimes treated her, that's Nana's husband, treated her poorly, spoke harshly to her, and failed to give her the love and support she desired. Many people around her quietly assumed that her marriage would eventually collapse. Yet, Nana remained determined, not determined to endure abuse indefinitely, no. Not determined to pretend everything was fine, no. But determined to do everything within her power to save her marriage before giving up on it. She sought counsel, she prayed, she reflected on her own shortcomings. She initiated difficult conversations. She remained committed to pursuing what? Restoration. Because Vera was very close to her was well because Vera was her very close friend. She knew many details about Nana's struggle. Naturally, Vera also shared some of those challenges with her own husband. Over time, Vera's husband began viewing Nana differently. Instead of seeing a vulnerable woman who needed support and encouragement, he saw an opportunity. He assumed Nana was emotionally weak. He assumed she was lonely. He assumed she would welcome attention from another man. One day, he began communicating with Nana privately, initiating the messages. Initially, the messages seemed harmless. Then they began increasing inappropriately. Flattery, commentary, suggestions, advances, attempts to exploit her vulnerability. He debuted, he believed her difficult circumstances had lowered her standards. He believed her pain had made her available. He believed wrong. Nana now faced a crossroad. No one was present, no one was immediately known. No, she could have justified it. After all, her husband had hurt her, her marriage was struggling, someone was showing her attention, someone was making her feel valued. Many people would have rationalized the situation. Many would have said, after everything you have been through, you deserve happiness. But Nana understood something important. Pain does not give permission to abandon principles. Disappointment does not justify wrongdoing. Another person's failure does not excuse your own. Nana firmly rejected the advances from Vera's husband. She warned Vera's husband to stop immediately. She made it clear that his behavior was unacceptable. She persevered. Sure, she preserved the messages and evidences. She contacted Vera directly. She explained everything, presented the evidence, the truth, told the truth, held back nothing. Afterwards, Nana made another difficult decision. She distanced herself completely. She blocked communication, avoided further involvement, refused to become entangled in drama, revenge, and prolonged conflict. Instead, she redirected her energy towards rebuilding her own life and addressing the challenges within her marriage. So the dilemma here is, who showed greater strength? The person who followed temptation, or the person who remained faithful to their values when temptation appeared justified? Many people think determination only appears to careers, businesses, and finances. No, but some of the life's greatest demonstrations of determination occur in moments of moral tests. So the lesson we learn here is that determination is not merely staying committed to goals; it is staying committed to principles. It is what? Choosing integrity when excuses are available. So I hope that we learn the question. Learned it. My question for you is that when life disappoints you, when people hurt you, when nobody would know what you're doing, when compromise seems justified, will your pain control your decisions, or will your principles control your decisions? Because true determination is not proven when everything is going well. No, it is proven when circumstances give you excuses to do wrong and you still choose to do right. I hope that we're learning from this story about this lady. A lot of ladies are confronted with these things on a daily basis. Even men as well. They have every excuse to cheat on their spouse. But here is us learning from Nana that it's possible to have a determination to keep your marriage. A determination that, irrespective of what you're going through in marriage, you find a way, a resolve on how to make things work. Because perspective is everything. If you have a perspective that is never going to work, it's never going to work. Have a perspective that is going to work, there will always be a way out. And especially for people that read the Bible, there's a huge difference and there's a huge support in the community as Christians. You can always learn from someone, those that have gone ahead of you in whatever they're doing, their pursuits. So let us stay determined to our marriage because it affects the outcome of our children's destiny and it affects our own life and makes a whole lot of difference. I know that some people's marriages are going through very difficult circumstances that might not that they have justifications for for one thing or the other. But what thing I say is that try your best and seek help where possible. You can go a long way. So the last scenario before we move on to the next point is that it's about a guy called AGK who was the secretary of a village association in the UK. Like many African communities associated in the diaspora, this group existed to support members, preserve culture, fund community projects back home, and assist families during the time of need. As secretary, Ejike was entrusted with important responsibilities. Among them was maintaining accurate financial records and helping oversee the association funds. The members trusted him, the committee and the community. They all trusted him, but there was something many people did not know. Behind the scenes, Ejike was facing serious financial pressures on his own. Bills were mounting, unexpected expenses arose. Family obligations in the UK and back home demanded what? Attention. There were days when he wondered how he would make ends meet. Yet his personal struggles remained determined. He repeatedly remained himself. The money does not belong to me. That's the money. I'm talking about the money that for the organization. Sorry about that, guys. Talking about the money for the organization, that's the meeting. He said to himself, I'm only a custodian. The trust is more valuable than temporary relief. So one evening after a village meeting, a fellow member approached him privately. The member spoke politely, then cautiously raised a request. AGK, I need some help. I know the association has money sitting in the account. Can you lend me some of it? I promise I will pay it back before anyone notices. No one has to know. You know I'm good for it. The member continued, we are brothers, surely we can help each other. For a moment, Ejike felt uncomfortable, not because he was considering it, but because he knew exactly where such decisions often began. A small compromise, a temporary exception is a harmless favor, then eventually a broken trust. So he had a decision to make. Ejike looked at him calmly and replied, the money does not belong to me. It belongs to the association. I was entrusted to protect it and not distribute it based on personal relationships. If you need financial support, then and there are proper channels and procedures, but I cannot give you access to funds that are not mine. The member was disappointed. He expected friendship to override responsibility. He expected familiarity to override principles. But Ejike refused, not compassion, but because he understood that integrity often requires saying no to people you care about. So the consequences from that day forward, the relationship changed. The member became distant, conversations became shorter, greetings became colder. At meetings, the attitude towards Ejike noticeably shifted. Some people even began hearing subtle criticism. The member felt offended. He interpreted Ejike's refusal as a personal rejection. But Ejike remained at peace because he understood something important. Not everyone will appreciate your integrity. Some people only celebrate principles when those principles benefit them. The moment those principles inconvenience them, their attitudes change. So this is a question for us, and what we must learn, that determination is not about pursuing goals. We need to protect trust when nobody's watching you. Follow principles when exceptions seem hard. So that's a lesson to learn from him. A lot of people are given responsibilities like this. What do you make out of it? Are you do you dip your hands into it, use it for personal stuff? It's a call to action for each and every one of us. And I hope that we all learn from it. Learn from this guy's situation. He had financial situations, had financial problems. You could have taken the money from there to solve it and justify and maybe pay it back. But he refused to because he was determined to have a good reputation and to do things the right way. So today is Father's Day. Let's talk about determination. I just want to encourage us as fathers and to be fathers, and anyone that knows a father here, just a short word of admonishment, just to encourage us to stay determined in whatever we're doing. One of the reasons why we need to stay determined that your children are watching your responses to difficulties. Your children may never remember every lesson you teach them, but they remember how you responded when life became difficult. They are observing you, whether you are quietly, whether you quit easily, whether you keep to your word, whether you persevere through challenges, whether you stand firm when circumstances become uncomfortable. So this is saying to every father out there, Please, please, and please don't teach resilience with your mouth. Teach quitting with your action. So children watch your action, and on this Father's Day, this is an encouragement for us to know that children are watching you and they are learning from you. In fact, in the university, there's one of the things that we did a study on was on motivation. There's an intrinsic motivation and there's extrinsic motivation. There's one that you can motivation by observation. So some people just learn by what they see. So your children are learning from you. So it's very important that we teach them the right things by our conduct and by the way. So another thing I want to encourage fathers on a day like this is don't sacrifice your dream on the altar of comfort. Many fathers become trapped in routine. They work, they pay bills, they repeat cycle, years pass, dreams die quietly, businesses, they never started anything, no investment of any kind, nothing to show for. So what dreams has your family been waiting for you to pursue? What's that thing? What's that family dream that they're waiting for you to pursue? A father who stops growing often limits how far his family can go. So your children cannot go more than some of the things you have accomplished in life, except they are unique children and become outliers, or they are mentored by somebody in the future, not you, that must have changed the way or course of things. So my admonishment to you is that we should um, not be comfortable. We should push ourselves. I know that it's not easy to be a father. Push yourself so that your children can follow after. All right. Fathers, build something that will outlive you. That's it. I've talked about it. I'm talking about it again. Provision is important, but provision alone is not legacy. Food is consumed, clothes worn out, salaries stop. What remains is the value, assets, businesses, properties, wisdom, and opportunities. Many fathers leave memories, you know, few leave foundations. If you were gone tomorrow, what will your children inherit besides grief? Do not spend your strongest years merely maintaining life. Spend them building something that survives your absence. So if you don't learn anything today, I've said this over and over. Don't allow your children to stand up from where you stop as a father to get that determination today. So let us, as a fathers, be determined to break limitations, not pass them on. Don't pass them over to our children. Every father receives something from the previous generation. We talked about it earlier. So it could be wealth, poverty, opportunity, struggle. What do you want to leave on to your children? Will your children inherit your excuses or your achievements? Will they inherit your struggles or your solutions? So the duty of a father is not merely to continue a lineage, but to advance it. So my encouragement for you, let us do something greater. One day your children will tell the stories of your life as a father. They will describe what you stood for, what you built, what you sacrificed, and what you refused to quit on. Make sure that the stories include what determination. Because a determined father does more than change his own life. He changes the trajectory of an entire lineage. So a father's determination today becomes his children's starting point tomorrow. I hope I've learned so many things from today's points or take thoughts. And I want to believe that in one way or the other, we are making the most of it. So as we wrap this up, if you have any further questions or you want to make a contribution, please let me know. Let me see if there's anyone that wants to make a contribution. I'm going to post this on the screen. If you want to make a contribution or you want to share your thoughts, please let us know. Okay. As we wrap this up, we have barely like 10 odd minutes to go on this. Any comments, any contributions, let me know. I'll bring this to an end. Thank you very much for always joining the stream, always supporting it, always being a part of it. It's very much appreciated. A big thank you. As I read some few comments, please keep your comments coming. They're always a blessing. They're always helpful. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, November. Thank you, Jill W. Mark. Thank you, Collins. Thank you, Nicholas B. Henderson. Thank you, Daniel Lorick. Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you, Jeffrey L. Yans. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Afafa. Thank you, Telma Ho. Thank you, Otto Freddy. Thank you, Chuki. Thank you, Tom Zima. And thank you to everyone. Thank you to Nazi. Nazi, thank you very much. And thank you to Big Dams. Thank you to your VA247. David M. A big thank you to Ronaldinho, Mohamed Elias. Big thank you to Baba Mola 969, to Eminem, to Ami, Jane, Jeffries, Fatima Silva, Monday, Big Mama JTV, and as many of you. Sorry, guys, I can't say that. Thank you very much. Yes, okay. So, um, what's it called? Okay. So, thank you very much. We'll be having a conversation on the topic called determination. Determination. Please, in case you missed any part of this live stream and you want to join, or you're watching this later, or you met in between, if you go on YouTube and type on the search for my name, Oyapolinoge, go on the section that says live, click on it. You should be able to watch. If you're able to watch this live stream, you can pause and play. It'll be there for you to watch. All right. A big thank you to you. So this means saying thank you to everyone. Thank you to all my team, to my PA Venus, to my social media manager Dami, to all my friends, everyone that has in a way or two contributed to helping this dream become a reality, or that has made this live stream. I think either August or July will make it 1 year of doing this every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. Thank you very much to all my mentors and those that have been a blessing. Thank you to all my colleagues, those that have inspired in one form or the other. A big shout out to all of you. Thank you very much. And to my wife, my family, my wife, my amazing wife, to my children, awesome children, a big thank you. To my extended families, thank you very much and God bless you all. So please drop your biggest takeaways. Like I said, and I always say, this live stream is watched by more people, like 10 times more people watch this live stream after it ends. So please do well, drop your thank you, Nancy. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Nancy. Please drop your thank you for the likes as well. Please drop your biggest takeaways on the section. Some people will still watch this and it will be a blessing to each and any one of them. All right. Okay. Let us know what your biggest takeaways are. And please remember to share this live stream. You never know who you're going to change their lives. The next Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time, we'll be discussing about discipline. Like today, we talk about determination. Next, we're going to talk about discipline. So remember that if you want to have for us to have a 10 minutes free consultation call about business or about career or anything for 10 minutes, there should be send us a DM, or there should be a link or QR code that you can drop a message or whatever. Please find a way. There should be one way or the other to reach out to us, or the link on the bio. You can find a way to schedule a meeting. All right. Okay. So my free ebook on link on my bio, paid ebook link on my bio. Check them out. It will do you well. It will do you well. You want to join our community? There should be a link on where do I find the link now? Just look out on my channel. There should be a link to join our community and join so you can be updated or know what's happening and stay motivated. Please keep doing that. All right. So remember that this live stream is sponsored by The Things You Love. They sell items for women, for children, for boys, and for girls. Please type hashtag The Things You Love. That's D for Delta, T for Tango, I for India, N for November, S for Sugar, L for U for Umbrella, L for Lima, U for Umbrella, V for Victor. The Things You Love. Check them out. You never go wrong. Also, we have sponsorship from G610 Homes. You want to check them out as well. They do property investments. We do property investments in United Kingdom, service accommodation United Kingdom, property development in Nigeria, service shortlets in Nigeria, and we do different other things that you might want to be interested. So you're looking for, you have cash, I don't really know what to do with it. Send us a DM and we'll be able to work something out for you. All right. Love Family Podcast. We have episodes come out every Sunday. Check out. I think the episode yesterday was about work and life, work versus life. Getting so many feedbacks on that. Please check them out. Check them out. And follow my page to get more things that will keep you motivated, keep you on your goal, on your toes. All right. Okay. As we wrap this up, let's always bear in mind determination is proven by actions, not intentions. Many people have good intentions, only the determined turn intention into results. Next thing I want you to bear in mind is that every excuse accepted today becomes a limitation tomorrow. The future you desire is often hidden behind the excuses you refuse to overcome. Character is revealed when nobody is watching you. Remember that. Your true determination is choosing what is right when compromise appears easier and more profitable. And the last thing I want to leave with you is that your determination shapes more than your life. The decision you persist with today may become the foundation upon which future generations start tomorrow. So please be determined enough to start, be disciplined enough to continue, be resilient enough to endure, be focused enough to finish. And also remember what I say. I do this to stir up those things in you. I want to believe that everything that you've heard today has given you a gear to want to do better. I want to believe that. I also want to believe that it has stirred up some things in you. And as I'm talking to you, there's a direction that you're looking to go towards. So, and I hope that you do that. Why? Because the Bible makes me understand that I've seen servants on horses while please walk on the ground as servants. So please do well to be at the right place and at the right time. You can never go wrong. Remember, the wise always invest. Invest in ways to make you stay determined, and you can never go wrong. This is me saying to you, Udo, peace, and I'm out. See you next Sunday, same time. God bless you. Bye bye.